teen pregnancy. Is it the worst thing in the world? So crazy. Women talk about how horrible it was getting pregnant when she was older.
Hi, mommies. Good morning. It's time to slather on the makeup. So this is actually, it's like a French cream. It's more of, it's not some...
OMG, she proved Pearl corrupt. I know.
God, I hate talking about makeup. It's not so much a concealer as it is a fucking sunblock. Okay, to answer this person's question, yeah, dude, I'm old as shit. I had my first kid when I was 38, my second kid at 42. Horrible to do physically. If I had a parallel.
Pearl, was a grandfather at 50 and had a lot of energy to spend and some very good times and road trips with my oldest grandchild. Think about the grandparents when you wait until 40 to have kids.
Parallel universe where I had like a really cool supportive family and a mom. Dude, I would have had babies at like 18. 18, because physically your body is meant to do that at 18 years old. Like when I was 18, I could like drink a pack of Zima and eat fucking cheeseburgers and go to bed and not gain a pound. And your body is just tight, like you're going to snap back. Now, I'm not advocating teen pregnancy.
I was actually thinking about this the other day, teen pregnancy. Is it the worst thing in the world? Because, you could be done with the whole kids part of your life by the time you're 40. I know a couple people that did that, right? And they're 40, right? They had their first kid. It was like 15 or 16. I mean, you're like done,
Pregnancy, or am I? But if you have a cool mom that can raise the kid for you when you're, 18, like, why not? And then you get your life back at 36 when that kid is themselves 18. See that math? Now, that being said, having kids older is kind of the jam. If you want to have a career, if you want to do stuff before you have children, I highly recommend that. Because then you have the resources to afford help, which I need because I don't have relatives. And you're also more emotionally stable. And if you have the energy and the health, have babies later. It's all good. And this person asking, don't worry. 38 is very young.
Yeah, that's a lie. So it's not looking too good. It could work out for you, but there's going to be a lot of people it doesn't work out for. Yeah. Do you remember Old Maid used to be like 25? They used to think you were done. Naski nada.
It's like I said, if you've got the energy and the health, fucking go for it. But when I got married, I was 32 years old, and Tom and I were poor. So I didn't want to bring children into the world until we could, afford it. 38 is not that old, dude. 38 is only old in like the Midwest. But on the coasts, that's when bitches start having babies. So pump that kid out, bro. Do what you got.
That's true. It is a later time frame when you're in like New York and those places.
I was actually...
Here's another cope.
45 when my daughter was born, not 40. I want to address some of the common criticisms that older moms sometimes get. First of all, women having babies in their 40s isn't a new thing. Childbearing years span decades, so why this is shocking to...
Okay, it's not a new thing, but like my grandma, I think she started at 16 and stopped at like 43. It's not a new thing, but they start earlier, right? They pop the first one out young.
To some people is beyond me. I know so many older moms, both now and also when I was...
I know, this is the future, right? They're not completely wrong. Women are going to keep pushing that shit off. They're going to keep trying to use their youth and beauty on themselves and spend as little as possible on their husband and their families. They're going to keep pushing it off, okay? So she's not wrong per se, okay? But it's probably not a great thing, but you know, it is what it is.
Growing up. One of the most common criticisms that I see online is that it's not fair to have children in your 40s because those children won't have as much time with you as they would if you had them when you were younger. The truth is, nobody knows how much time they have, but let's say for the sake of the argument that we all get the same number of years and we all expire on the same exact day. Does that mean that we owe it to the next generation to give birth to them as young as possible? Not everyone is ready or willing to have a baby in their teens or 20s. Even if you do feel ready, sometimes finding the right partner can take some time, and some people like to become financially stable or reach other goals.
So this is the thing. When women are unsure about a decision, they rationalize it. They have to explain it. When you're sure you're making the right decision, do you guys have to explain it? No.
First, it's also really common for people to experience infertility, or in my case, secondary infertility. I planned on having our last child in my 30s, but when I was in my 30s, I had miscarriages. The most carefully made plans can be completely out of our control. And
that's completely in your control. Most people don't have miscarriages in their 20s. That's like the result of your actions. And it's not saying it's wrong to make that choice, but you got to account like that was your choice.
It's
right?
mind-boggling to me that anyone could think a child has more or less right to exist based on the age of her mother. Another common concern is the increased risk of chromosomal abnormalities with advancing maternal age. The numbers vary a little bit according.
No, so she's gonna rationalize that like you won't have autistic kids the older you wait, but they're just gonna abort the autistic ones anyway. So she's kind of right in a way. Because women are going to get those testings done, and if it's not what they want, they'll just, sorry, fellas. It's not your choice, it's theirs. Women are the ultimate eugenicists.
According to the source, but a recent one that I read said that at age 30, a pregnant woman has a 0.1% chance of a baby with Down syndrome, and then by age 40, it increases to 1%. By the time I conceived my daughter at age 44, I had about a 2.5% chance of having a baby with Down syndrome. Conversely, I had a greater than 97% chance of having a baby with typical chromosomes who was perfectly healthy. More than half of people with Down syndrome were born to young moms, under 35. Lastly, the idea that older moms have less energy. I've had babies both in my 20s and in my 40s, and this hasn't been true for me. And I really believe that while there are genetic factors that are out of our control, our overall fitness and lifestyle choices have more to do with our mental and physical health than our age does. Those are my thoughts, but I'm happy to continue the conversation in the comments.
Yeah, this is her and her husband. Okay, wait, they've been together since high school. Why did they wait so long? She was hot, right? She was hot back in the day. She was a dime. Yeah, okay. All right, well, that's all I got today. I guess I also pissed off a woman in the chat. I can't say I'm shocked. It is what it is. Anyways, guys, let me know what you think in the comments. What age did you guys have kids, and are you happy with that you had them at that age? Top comments I'm going to like, pin, and reply to, so I'll make sure to do that. Go to theaudacitynetwork.com, and you do get unlimited chats on the website. Like the video, subscribe to the channel, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye-bye.